Okay, and then I'm gonna send you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, who was just talking?
That was Kelly.
Hey, Kelly, what's happening, girl?
I'm happy to be in sunshine and 85 degrees again, but I miss you guys.
Sounds like you just left Jersey.
Yes.
Welcome, Darcy. Welcome, Michael, Tyler. We got Nathan, Chris, Craig, Leland. We got a few numbers. I think one of them might be Kirk. I really need to save that number. But hello, everyone. Welcome to Why Wednesday. How's everyone feeling today? What are we thinking about yesterday's call? Who would like to share some of the thoughts they currently have on their mind?
I would. It's Darcy. Hi, Kelly. Hi, everybody. And Samantha's here too. Hi.
What up, Samantha?
I don't know, for some reason, I know sometimes I mean to sign up for things and I don't, and I need reminders. So I would like to help, if it's okay, or if you think it's a good idea, on some kind of CRM with messages to automatically follow up, because I'm the type of person that will wait to the last minute sometimes. And I don't want to miss anybody that would perhaps sign up if they get reminders.
Yeah, I think that would be a great asset conversation to have outside the call. But systems, CRM, check-in, follow-ups, highly essential, and 100% agree, Darcy.
Okay, bye.
Darcy's a system expert. We love you, and we're happy Samantha's here. Who else would like to share?
Hey, Fernando. This is Craig out in California.
Hey, Craig. What's happening, brother?
Oh, all right. Hey, just real quickly on specific, and I know we're not there yet, but now that you're with the phone where I'll text people or contact them, these are all warm market people. I make a first contact and I'll send them a few videos on Chris for real estate. And then I don't know how to follow up. So I guess when will we get to points where it's going to be that technical? Like you go from here to here. That was it.
Thank you, Craig. I want to make sure I'm understanding your question. So you're saying, when is the point when what?
Just getting more technical. Like one, Sean, which I realized, boy, I'm not a good listener yet, where Sean said, someone says, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And Sean said, oh, that's a sure no. And I thought that's like, oh yeah, that's what I get. So just getting to more of the technical, bantering back and forth or talking back and forth on more details.
Yeah, we actually, thank you, Craig, for sharing those thoughts. We had a sales mastery call last night with a lot of the trainers. Definitely want to make sure that you're there. So Darcy, we can make sure we have Craig in there so we can give him all the tools, all the assets and the current systems we have. And we're going to keep growing and scaling, brother. But I appreciate those questions very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Callaghan, you with us? All right, as we wait for Mr. Callaghan, no big deal. Thank you to everyone joining in on the call lines. I see that the numbers multiplied by at least 5, so super honored and blessed to have you here. Is there anyone else that'd like to share what they're present to here on Why Wednesday?
Yeah, hey, Fernando, by the way, and everybody, yes, please share it. Sean, it is Why Wednesday, but yeah, anybody else want to share what they are present to?
Hey, Sean and Fernando and everybody, it's Craig in New York.
Craig, what's up, brother?
What's going on, Sean? How are you? It's been a while.
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm always accurately saying where I am. I am so fired up and just had a nice hour meeting about getting ready for January 10, 11, and 12, and the huddles and the movement. I just listened to the How to Create a Movement TED Talk, and we are creating a movement, and not a movement like, a co-movement, like a movement like a professional sports team, but a peak performance people bought into their own growth and development, and influencers influencing influencers, making the world a greater place. Yeah, just having fun. So what's up for you, Craig?
For sure. What's up for me? So I was on that call with you guys last night for a couple of minutes, Fernando, and with the messages that I sent you yesterday, I just wanted to know when would be a good time to speak, to set up that call. That's basically for every Monday, and we have this coming Monday, and then we have in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Like to.
Yeah, if I could jump in, Craig, we will get that information out in a one-on-one call. Let's roll for right now, and we will get that out. But I want to hit everybody with the start to their day. So totally appreciate it. We'll get that messaging out. Awesome. So hey, it's Why Wednesday. For those that are new to the call, the purpose and outcome of this call every day, and for those that aren't, repetition is the mother of skill, as Tony Robbins happens to say. And the purpose and outcome that we have in being here together is to get our day started in a centered, focused, awesome, powerful way to make things happen. It's like when people play a professional sport, they come out of the locker room ready. There's a pregame preparation, music begins, crowd roars. Like this is us coming out of the tunnel for our day. We're coming out of the tunnel, we're impacting the world, we're loving other people, we're loving ourselves, and we're making things happen together. And we're conditioning ourselves into the formula. I've had so many beautiful conversations with brilliant, successful people that are incredibly educated, trained, powerful. You know, we talked about the Salesforce conversation, and it is remarkable to me how the world looks at life and succeeding, and how random they allow their influence to be, how random they allow their behaviors to be. Great people, brilliant people, and people that are less brilliant. So we are leaving randomness behind while being truly authentic and present and loving and caring. Because at the end of the day, you building your business, people being in contact with you, with your integrity, and your massive skills, that's a good thing. And we're just helping educate people to see what a good thing is for them and for us. And remembering that people don't see what they don't see. And on Why Wednesday, and each day we have a little bit of a different touch. On Why Wednesday, we're focusing on the depth of our why. We've talked about it of late. We know our why is the right why when it makes us cry. And I don't like rhymes typically, but we do know that our why is the correct why when it makes us cry. So when we keep asking ourselves, well, why and why and why and why, and we get down to it. So for me, I've shared it before, my why is to used to be an example of possibility and to create a legacy for people, my children, right? But then the question is, well, why do I want to do that? And after I got 4 levels deeper on why, well, why do I want to do that? Oh, that? Well, why? At the end of it for me was because someday I believe that I will meet God, and I've been blessed with talents as you have. And I believe we're responsible. You don't have to believe this. This is my why. What's your why? Your why has nothing to do with my why. This is mine. Yours could be because you have such an incredible belief that you're going to come back and repeat lives. It could be because you love animals so much that if you can save one animal, your life will have stood for something, right? You want to cure a disease. Well, whatever your why is. But keep asking the question why again until you get fundamentally down to the base. And for me, fundamentally at the base is that I believe that I'm going to be held accountable for my talents, and I want to have a report of having been a force for good and multiplied and utilized my talents to the highest degree. And that's my why. And yes, that why can make me cry. And in the process, the byproducts will include teaching my children that, having them be examples of possibility in the world, understand their talents and multiplying them. So that's what it is for me. What is it for you? What is it that makes you get on these calls? Thank you for being here. Thank you. This is building and growing, and we're seeing that. Thank you. And your commitment and your consistency by being here every day, I promise, will be the differential. I ran huddles for Callagy Law, and I didn't run huddles for Callagy Law at times over different years. The differential in our success was palpable, if not extraordinary. Fundamentally, we're creating proximity with each other every day on this huddle. Like you're in a galvanized energy with a tribe. with people whose names you're here, like Craig spoke this morning, Fernando. Different people talk on different days, but this is a tribe, a team, right, of folks that are committed to more money and less time with more magic, built in integrity. And that's what we're doing here. So with that said, couple of things. If you have not yet taken the Sales Mastery Quiz, please do so. If you have taken the Sales Mastery Quiz, take it 2 or 3 times, if not every day, in a week. Because each pass, because it's really not a quiz, it is a quiz, but it's more than a quiz. It's a quiz, it's fun, it's aspirational, there's some goddess and there's some Zeus. The purpose of it is to have written pieces for you to learn and embody what's happening, to see distinctions. So if a question says, what is networking? One question is fun and silly. One answer, I should say. One answer is what people typically would think that networking is. And then 2 other questions are the answers that are higher and higher up the scale of mastery. So the quiz is designed to do a whole bunch of things. Remember, we talk about net time, no extra time. We talk about highest and best use. No extra time, net time means that everything you do, I do, we do isn't for one reason. People are like, why do you go on those huddles? Well, you know, it's a good way to start my day. That's true, but it's achieving like 7 additional outcomes. There's not one ever, there's many. And it's just not how we think. And by the way, just for keeping in our fun tracking of distortion in the way the world works, when you ask people a question of, hey, why do you do that? Studies have shown that people just make up an answer. They're not trying to lie to you. And if I ask you, why do you do something? You're not trying to lie either. But each answer would actually take a complex series of answers, because most things that we do are for like 5, 8, 10, 15 reasons, and things that have influenced us along the way. And as our time together continues, we will unpack more and more of the fun and complexity of human influencing with integrity to understand how we get from hello to yes with people with integrity again, so that they see what they are not seeing about like great things happening. Said differently, how do they say yes to hiring you for their accounting work? How do they say yes to investing in real estate and becoming your partner? Like, why does that happen? And the answer isn't for one reason. It's the formula, but it's levels and details, right? There's 18 different things happening. There's 4 steps, there's 10 indispensable elements, there's 4 energies. It's all of those things. And the consistency of living in that is critically important, because if we don't, the inertia of the world takes over. And the inertia of the world, the gravity of the world pulls us back down, and we're creating proximity with people who have no idea. If I could talk to a Harvard-trained lawyer, who goes, yeah, this stuff is interesting, you know, it really is, but it doesn't really apply to me. And then a half an hour later, he's like, what would it look like if I came to work with Callagy Law? Because I've just completely disrupted his entire thought process, because he didn't see what he didn't see. I didn't manipulate him. I didn't trick him. I helped unblind him. Like he literally thought, as a lawyer who generates clients and makes judges say yes and makes clients listen to him, he literally thought he was not engaged in using the things that we're talking about here. Because people, as we talked about for those that were there last weekend, and we talk about in the huddles all the time, when I say the word, when you say any word, when I say any word, when we say any word, it has a different meaning to everybody. So go, hey, there's this charitable event. Everybody in this call has a different definition for what that means. For some people, it means, uh-oh, asking me for money. For some people, it means, oh, interesting, what's a charity? For some people, it means, oh, amazing, I love charities, let me go. For somebody else, it goes, oh, rich people, maybe I can meet a husband or a wife and be taken care of. For some people, it means business and growth. Like for everybody, it has an initial meaning. My point in saying that is, when you realize that, and you go, wait a minute, this is like so overwhelming. Yes, so was riding a bicycle in the beginning. So was learning to talk. It's all good. And that's why we're here consistently for the assimilation. And what you will realize is you don't have to know exactly what something means, to everybody else, but you'll become so conditioned with your level 5 listening, you'll be able to do what appears to be read minds. Like, people think I can read. I can't see people's faces. I know what people are thinking. I could tell how something lands by their pause, their hesitancy. I don't know exactly what they're thinking, but I know there's an objection. I know it's not resonating. I know something's happening. So I know I have to pause. I have to figure out what's happening. And I have to help people see what they're not seeing, because most people are just confused, right? Most people have limiting thoughts. They haven't thought about your services at any level of the depth that you have. Like, they weren't thinking about becoming your partner in a real estate investment. They weren't thinking about buying software for their company. They weren't thinking about showing up at the event you're telling them to. They weren't thinking about having a new relationship. They weren't thinking about having another way to monetize their relationship capital. They just weren't thinking that. And people are always at a default no. So when people are at default no, we have to understand how to help them through it, because they're overwhelmed. The world is crazy. They just had some trauma in their life. Like, they got upset. They had a fight with somebody. Their boss said something to them. They just had a relationship issue that was, significant. So your communication might be blocked. And this is where we come back to, the next critical piece. And we're touching on a lot this morning, just to awaken, wake your body up. In mornings, I often wake my body up. If I have 8 minutes or a limited amount of time, I'll wake my body up. We're waking your mind up to thinking right now. And I'd love to be waking your bodies up as well, because that's critical. Hope you are. But we're waking our minds up to how it works. Nobody's rejecting you. They just, in the moment, they're dealing with a lot. So it requires a pattern interrupt. It requires emotional rapport building. It requires opening listening, right? And each morning, if I have 8 minutes, I'll make sure I hit every muscle in my body, including my face. I literally hit and activate my voice. So we're in these huddles, we're waking up our thinking. We're waking up our indispensable elements. We're waking up our 4 steps. We're waking up our 4 energies. We're waking up our frictionlessness thought process, our ecosystem merger, right? Who is it today? We're waking up our process mastery overall. Our time blocking is important. We're engaging in our fun. This is just fun. Winning is fun. This is just a fun way to live. I used to watch TV a lot. I used to watch TV on weekends. I need a break. I don't need a break anymore. It just is fun to connect with people, unblind people, share with people, create magic, create energy. It's really fun to watch speakers speak and people interact and know how important to the world influence is. And it's the only attainable superpower, as we talk about, and to know that you can have that power and be helping people get what they want. Because brilliant, amazing, incredible, wonderful people every day are running around not knowing how to go from hello to yes. And as you're possessing this superpower, you become a leader wherever you go. You have something to give people that nobody else has. And it's the thing that everybody wants. And that's what we're doing here. So I'm excited, Craig. I'm fantastic, because that's how I get to wake up today. And that's how you get to wake up today. That's literally what we're doing. Wait a minute. This is a lot. When do we have fun? We have fun whenever we want. Right now, I'm in a super accelerated mode. I still went in the ocean with friends last weekend. For a while. I still ate chicken or the egg, the chegg. I still laughed hysterically at 2 o'clock in the morning with Blind Mike and Greg and Mona and Nicole and and Tamara. It was amazing. I laughed 3 times until I cried. It was fun, right? And other stuff happened, and people had breakthroughs, and people had fights, and life happened. Not fist fights, but emotional dynamics. We made magical memories. So the fun is a part of this. It's a part of it every day. For me, it's fun to help people see new things, to help people. That's what we're doing. And it's fun to just say, you know what, I'm not going to do anything, and I'm just going to be present, and here's my thing. I'm present all the time. Completely. You can be too. This in the beginning will take some, a little bit of thought, just like riding a bike, But then eventually it becomes like riding a bike, not holding the handlebars, and just being. When I surf now, I don't think about anything. When I was surfing, when I first started, I thought about everything. Oh man, I held the board. Oh man, like where are my feet? Oh man, like my timing. I'm paddling. Wait, I was like conscious to my, like I was, working with Ben Fox and Miriam this weekend in the ocean to do some surfing. And Ben was like, he did a beautiful, incredible job. Dude's blind. It was like cold and windy and, waves were, kind of going in different directions a little bit. And he did amazing. And he was very like in his head in the beginning, right? Like, where do my hands go? And how to lay on the board. Wait, I'm leaning left. I'm not leaning right. I'm falling off the board. Like, wait, my feet. And soon he'll just be like laying on the board comfortably. And then eventually he'll be like kneeling comfortably. And then I'll be popping and surfing if he wants to. Doesn't have to want to. But in the beginning of anything that we do, there's awkwardness. There's like, it doesn't feel normal, right? But the only reason the way that we communicate, most of us, is because it feels normal and we developed it, but it's not optimal. We were conditioned into it, but it's not optimal. That's all. So this is why Wednesday, like that's what's present for me. What's present for you? Like what's your day about? What are you going to create in the world today? How are you going to march forward and be your greatest self and love people, touch people, be present for people, give them the incredible gift of level 5 listening, transformational listening, acknowledgments and validation, and have everybody be curious. But who cares about any of that? Because at the end of the day, I would do this if I didn't make a penny in any way from it, because it's just a better way to live. It's what gives us love. It's what gives us connection. It's what gives us growth. It's how fun happens. And it is a blessed and incredible and privileged way to live. Absolutely unbelievable when we're able to just be, give from our hearts, and realize how much we have to give and how little it costs us. So with that said, does anybody have any questions, any thoughts, any comments about anything?
Hey, Sean, this is John Baker. I'd like to jump in.
John Baker, what's up, big man?
Good morning. Good morning. So you mentioned before about vocal quality, and that's something that you actually talked about over the weekend in LBI. And I developed a new strategy that worked phenomenally well. So I do a lot of phone screen interviews for people to join our team. And usually we get a lot of candidates from within a 5 to 10 mile radius of where we operate in New Jersey, but I ended up with a candidate from Georgia. It's like, this is interesting. So when I did the phone screen to pay attention to the vocal quality and really hone in on it, I closed my eyes. And I spoke to her the entire time with my eyes closed. And I found what her pain points were. And it ended up transforming the connection that I built with this phenomenal candidate who is moving from Georgia all the way up to New Jersey to join our team. And this morning started out with a massive paragraph that she sent me saying like, oh my God, I can't wait to join your team. This is your guys' philosophy and everything that you do is amazing. I was about to give up on healthcare, but realizing what you guys do, like I'm in. Like I want to move across the country to join your guys' team. So that
John Baker. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was like, so that strategy of just paying attention to vocal quality, because originally when I asked her why she was looking to leave her current employer, everyone says, oh, well, there's no room for growth. But with her vocal quality, I'm like, there's something more. We dug deeper, and it turned out she didn't feel like she was being seen. I asked her a question that said, if you were to not show up for 2 days, would anyone notice? Would anyone call you? And I could hear her well up over the phone. She was like, honestly, no.
John
and
Baker.
She was like, you've seen me more than anyone else has.
John Baker, you have inspired me. Thank you for being a great witness for this work. Thank you for listening, applying it, and you are an effing warrior, dude. And I am so proud of you and so excited, that we connected over the weekend, that you've been present to so many things, and we're going to create amazingness together, as we are with Craig and everybody else in this call. And thank you. That's an awesome share. That is an awesome share. And that's the power of what we're talking about. And by the way, I'm not happy that you're revealing the secret powers of blindness to the world. Like, so we can't see, so we listen and feel more deeply. but that's okay. I give you my permission to share the superpower of closing our eyes and not being able to see with the world. That is amazing, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the opportunity to share.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so we have time for one more and then a wrap. So we'll be off this phone in 2 minutes. So anybody else want to share?
Quick thought,
Cool.
Fernando here, Mr.
Oh,
Calgi.
yeah.
For everyone, thank
Yes,
you.
Fernando.
Yes, I would love everyone to have the opportunity to take the quiz. So if for whatever reason you do not know where to get it, means that you're probably not in our WhatsApp group, and I'd love for you to be there. So if you can please shoot me over a text. Just want to say my number quickly, nice and slow. I want to make sure we get you in the WhatsApp. Please shoot me a text with your name at 201-201-923-923. 6203. 6203. That's
one more time, Fran. Just go all the way through one more time.
Yeah, thank you. That's for everyone that's looking to get the Unblinded Sales Mastery Quiz. I'd love for you to be in the WhatsApp group. So please shoot me a text with your name at 201-923-6203, and I'll make sure to get you added in today.
And listen, you want to talk to people, you want to build relationships, we all do, right? If we're on this call, it means we want more money and less time with more magic. You want to create more connections. And yes, I benefit if you send the quiz out to people, but you benefit too. And you benefit massively because it's a great conversational piece. I've just given you we've given you an incredible new tool in your toolbox to go out and share with people that quiz. It was painstakingly thought through, and it will create curiosity for people. And people will want to get in, like, what is this? Like, how'd you get this? Like, what's happening? And it's a great rapport building piece that creates gravitational pull for you. Yes, it benefits us too, but that's the idea, right? It's everybody coming together to add massive value for each other. So share the quiz. Share it, post it, share it, talk about it, and that creates gravitational pull around you because you're then source. And if you watch the How to Create a Movement video, that's what you're doing, and people are going to follow, right, the other people that are following a process. So you become leader, you have a tool, you have something to talk about with people. Yeah, that's like where we are and what we're doing. And all I'm thinking about is how do we win together? How do we win together and build stuff? And that is a tremendous tool now you have in your toolbox. In addition, and this has not come to fruition because we've been slightly off process mastery, but we are going to have a free introduction every week to what we're up to. And if you want to, again, be building relationships with people and giving to them, please do share that. We have the 4 o'clock, which is not today. Today's not the free one, but we do a free one every week. We will post that information. Tiffany, please make sure we get that information out through Teresa. In addition, finally, we have a 4 o'clock training today. And what we're going to be training on today is going to be an intense, fun, aspirational goddess, pattern interrupting process of dealing with objections. And we talked about it over the weekend. There's more to do. We're going to work extensively on the handling of objections, and we're also going to help utilize those objections at step 1 of emotional rapport building for any time anybody's not answering your question, that you can, in a congruent way, get back on track, and you become the leader and influencer and vary your energies. And that's going to be a space we're going to be talking about today in addition to others. So it is Why Wednesday. It is the morning. It is time. I am immensely grateful. Tell people about what's happening. Draw, and not for me, for you. I win too, but you win first. I promise. Have an amazing day. I'm Sean Calgi. It is Unblinded Sales Mastery. Seeing what we don't see, but exponentially growing our sales. Have an amazing day. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.